Let's explore the third deadly sin, info without insight. Many companies err by making decisions from an incomplete data foundation. It's like using a ruler that has inconsistent lines or missing numbers. The gold standard for an actionable data foundation starts with OEE, but goes much further by breaking down OEE losses into the 6 big losses, and further breaking down availability losses into reasons. The 6 big losses are important because they provide an additional and actionable level of detail about each OEE loss. A level of detail that is explicitly designed to align to and help with defining improvement actions. Before we delve into the 6 big losses, let's take a brief detour to build an accurate timeline of production using just 4 buckets of time. We call these 4 buckets impact states because they align with and impact the most important manufacturing productivity metrics: efficiency, OEE, and TEEP. Let's dive deeper into each impact state and the metrics they affect. Run is where you measure cycle and quality losses, so it is especially important for OEE performance and OEE quality. Unplanned stop, also known as downtime, is the largest loss for most companies. It impacts OEE availability and is one of the 6 big losses. Planned stop also impacts OEE availability. It includes changeovers and maintenance and is another of the 6 big losses. Not scheduled is the domain of TEEP. This is time where no production is scheduled. The 4 impact states are valuable because they enable us to account for all time in a simple, visual, and consistent fashion. Okay, we are ready to explore the 6 big losses. Each OEE loss aligns to 2 of the 6 big losses. Availability loss includes unplanned stops and planned stops. Performance loss includes small stops and slow cycles. Quality loss includes production rejects and startup rejects. The 6 big losses are important, not just because they provide another level of detail, but also because they provide insights as to which aspect of the manufacturing process to improve. We'll start by differentiating between the 2 types of availability loss: unplanned stops and planned stops. Unplanned stops include time when you are expected to be running but are not. Planned stops include time that you're not expecting to be running, but you would run if you could. Typical examples are changeovers and scheduled maintenance. Next, we need to differentiate between the 2 types of performance loss: slow cycles and small stops. This requires automated production monitoring because every cycle must be measured, and if there is any lost time in a cycle, it needs to be categorized as either a slow cycle or a small stop. Slow cycles take longer than the ideal cycle time, but the equipment is still considered running. Small stops occur when the equipment stops for a short period of time, but not long enough to be considered down. Finally, we will differentiate between the 2 types of quality loss: startup rejects and production rejects. Startup rejects are defective parts produced from startup until stable production is reached. Production rejects are defective parts produced during stable production. How do you build this OEE and 6 big losses data foundation? You can build a highly accurate data foundation from just 3 sensors that monitor 3 essential points in your process: in count, where material enters the process; cycles, where you monitor the constraint step of the process. The constraint is the key to throughput and optimization. This is where downtime, slow cycles, and small stops are detected and measured. And out count, where parts exit the process. That's all you need. The last element of creating an actionable information foundation is capturing reasons for each availability loss. This can be as simple as prompting operators to scan a barcode when the line is down. Everybody loves a classic downtime Pareto chart. The key takeaway: build a complete and actionable data foundation with OEE, the 6 big losses, and reasons. Now we have transformed OEE from a mere metric into an insightful and actionable data foundation.